So how you been, man? What you been up to?
Man, dude, I've been fucking working like crazy, man.
Yeah.
I've been
Well, now that
swamped.
you're cured of the COVID, man, they let you work all sorts of shit, right?
Dude, not to get into specifics as far as like how much I made last month, but I fucking crushed, dude. I just absolutely just shit on everybody last month.
Well,
And
that's
it's
because you could
weird
get
because it's
closer
like
to people.
I've been like eating better and fucking drinking better and shit, like all that stuff, and I'm losing weight. Like I've gone down a whole pant size already, and
Nice.
like
I'm
yeah,
supposed to
man, I've
be.
been
I'm supposed to be getting like all that surgery and stuff. I'm
gastric
supposed to be getting
sleeve.
at the no. They gotta cut a bunch of shit out of the inside of my nose and cut my uvula out and a bunch of other shit,
Fuck yeah,
which
dude.
sucks because they want to do it at the end of the month. But since Sandman's opening at the end of the month, I'll be down for 10 days. I won't be able to talk for 10 days, so
I'm
can't
sure they
host
won't
anything if you
mind.
can't talk.
I'm sure they
And
won't
I don't want to
mind.
do that when they're right opening, so I'm going to wait a month or two. But yeah, when that happens, I'm going to be yeah. But it also helped me. The reason I was saying that is because it'll help me breathe better, so that my running, like one of the problems with running is like I can't get enough oxygen in because all my
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah,
yeah. So
because your
once that
fucking
opens
head's
up,
all
I'll be able
fucked
to
up.
breathe a lot better, and I won't feel like I do like when I run up 10 stairs. So
Fuck, man. Yeah, dude, I've been like averaging like almost an hour every time I've been. I got a cycle up here, and I just been fucking
yeah. I've seen some of the posts that you've done
yeah.
with that. So always grinding it, trying to grind it.
Trying to, man. Fucking I mean, I can't say shit because today fucking I kind of ate like shit. I mean, not like shit, but I've been cutting out like dude, Monday through Friday I don't fucking eat like anything for carbs at all. And it's
Well,
like
I'm on Adderall now, so
I
I'm
know
not even
you'll
hungry
fucking
anymore.
slim down too.
I'm trying. And I haven't run or anything. I did like 2 5Ks on the treadmill or whatever, but that's nothing. That's like 3 miles. But I'm yeah, I got to get back into it, and the surgery and all that shit should help, and having a job thing to do every week, every Sunday will help because
I know this
I'm
would be
all about
fucking
routine. If I don't
tight.
have a fucking routine, I'm like I get all fucked up. So, but it got me thinking the other day about other people that are grinding it out. Like I would say like me and you, but it's really just you.
Bro,
um,
dude. I'll
from
tell
around
you
your
once
way, man.
when we are not on, dude, I'll tell you how much I made last month. I actually
I
made
think you
like
told me. I think you did tell me, but I'm actually more concerned about you making stuff on telling the yucks. So
bro, me too. Holy shit.
I'm
Between
stoked, man.
doing like having that coming up and fucking like all this side shit I've been doing for like drawing for people and shit.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. I saw some of this stuff. I'm
fucking
stoked, man.
hype.
Eventually, Help Wanted may get one. We'll see.
I know. I gotta do some shit for yeah.
But anyway, no, I was saying somebody else who grinds it a lot that took me a while to meet was Ian Nightingale. I know he runs some rooms and stuff
Ooh.
too, so I figured we'd try and give him a call.
I love Ian,
Let's
dude.
see.
Ian's the
Yeah,
man.
how long have you known him?
Since he started comedy.
Oh, really? Well, let's see
Yeah.
if he can start figuring out how. Oh, there he is. Hey, what's up, Ian?
Hey,
Oh, he,
what up,
he,
boys?
How
he,
goes?
he, he there,
Hey,
pal.
You got a lovely
He.
ficus in the background there. I think I don't know what that is. I'm not a plant
it's
guy.
a it's
Fiddly
a,
fig.
fiddly fig. Nick knows his
Fuck
plants.
yeah, dude.
What?
My
That
yeah, it's
sounds
a
like you
fit.
made that up. I'm
No,
pretty
it's a
sure you made
fiddle.
that.
It's a fiddly fig because they're
Really?
shaped like fiddles.
It
Wow.
sounds like the
Well,
coolest country band there is. The fiddly
Fiddly
figs,
fig.
baby.
The
actually, it
fiddly fig Newtons.
sounds like something a really redneck dude would say to a gay man in the '80s. I don't really know, like a slang
Jesus, you
word.
you hate monger.
Look at that
Cancel.
fiddly flick.
Hashtag cancel Carl. Hashtag cancel
I didn't
Carlton.
say
We're
I would say that. I said
we're
fucking
fucking 5
rednecks would.
minutes in. He's like, that sounds like a gay slur. That's
It does. I got to stick up for my gay
yeah. You got to
friends.
stick up your what?
Yeah,
His fiddly.
and up my fiddly fig.
My fig's been fiddle leafed.
I haven't had my fig fiddle in a while.
I'll never see this tree and think about it.
Yep.
Just
Every time you see
saying.
it, you're like, you know what? That looks like Carl's asshole. Anyway, what?
You
How you
got
been,
that
man?
hole in the guitar right behind you. That big
Yeah,
ass
right.
sound
No, I'm
hole.
calling to check on you, see how you're doing with all this
Ding, ding, ding,
bullshit.
ding, ding. Dude,
Yeah,
Ian's
thanks
great.
for calling, guys. Doing good. How are y'all? I'm doing good.
We're hanging in there. Nick can never see. He always has to rub his eyes every
It's
episode.
because I got,
but-
dude, my allergies are fucking killing me, man.
Me too today, Nick. I've been blowing
Dude,
my nose
it's been
all day.
bad the last couple days. My shit's been burning.
I love how you
I knew
said,
as soon
yeah,
as
my
I got on
allergies
here.
are messing with me, but then you see like the vape in the corner of the screen waving your
Who,
hand.
me?
No.
Oh no,
him.
this is my pen.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
regular-
Wow. I was like, he was like,
Regular,
yeah, I
ordinary
can't even
ballpoint
breathe. I'm
pen.
having such a tough time breathing. Like,
It'd be sick if he was just hitting a DMT pen and he's just like, yeah, dude, I've been listening.
we're so used to people
a lot of
just
Joe Rogan
smoking
and
weed
shit.
right on the podcast. So it's,
We're
yeah.
not used to that. No one's ever done that on here.
Yeah, they have done it because who was, or no, maybe it wasn't on the podcast. I don't know. Everything blurs into one.
You're a
big
fucking
day.
narc, dude.
Shut up.
Yeah, what a narc. It's
As he drinks his
tobacco.
water. Look, Ian, hold up your drink. What do you got?
Apple juice.
Oh, fuck you guys.
Is it just straight apple juice?
No, it's whiskey.
Oh, see, thank you. God damn it. Nick's the only one drinking water like a pussy.
I'm not a pussy. I just care about the fact that I don't want to die before 50.
Yeah, well, all the way up until 2 weeks ago, you didn't give a shit.
No, dude,
Yeah, you've been getting healthy,
it's been a
Nick.
month and a half, bro.
Whatever. Time means nothing anymore.
I know, dude.
The COVID
What
world.
are you doing for your workouts, Nick?
I was telling Carlton, I got this like exercise bike up here. I've been riding that like about an hour a day.
It's a Power Wheels. Don't listen to it.
Yeah, it's like a big wheel. It's just a big wheel that I fucking sit on and time it out.
Sits in a ball pit and just spins the Power Wheel. It's for the kid.
But no, I've been doing that. I stopped eating fast food and shit. Like
That's a big
Which
one.
I don't
pretty
even
much-
know you anymore at that point.
Yeah, I pretty much cut out carbs like almost completely. Like as much
I
as
saw you have
possible.
that burger the other day, just a burger.
Yeah, that's right. When we were at Busky, I had just
Yeah.
I had just
I
the
wish
patty.
I fucking had willpower. 43
Dude, I
years
told-
of
I
this,
told
and I
Carlton, so,
feel like, yeah, I can do this. I can't do this. Like every
Well,
fucking time I try.
Today Michelle and I her, Frankie took her sister to Brown Chicken Brown Cow out in Hampton because I wanted to try it out.
Delicious.
I've never
Jesus.
been there.
Is there
I've
really
never-
a place called that?
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Yeah, dude. But I got they had like this chicken sandwich. It's like a chicken cake. So you can get like either like a grilled or fried chicken cake. It's basically like it's almost like a crab
Never
cake.
go together.
It's like a crab cake. Like they just shred up all the
shred
chicken
it up.
and then just
Oh,
press it
okay, yeah.
together and
The
batter
word
it fry.
cake in there threw me off. So
That's what I said. Well,
Now I
when she
really
told
want
me
cake.
when she told me it was like a crab cake, I asked her. I was like, "Is it just chicken or is there like other
The
shit?"
crab
in
in
it?
this.
No, well, no, I wasn't.
please don't tell me
confused
you
about the-
Jessica Simpson that. Like I know it's chicken of the sea.
I wasn't confused by the crab part. I just know that like in crab cakes, they'll add in like onions and like
Yeah, well, I mean,
whatever weird shit.
it's called vegetables, and it's okay.
Yeah, so I basically she looked at me really. She was like spices and chicken, and I was like, so there's no. I was like, I'm sorry, I sound stupid. I said, what I'm trying to ask is, are there vegetables in it? And she was like, no, it's just chicken. And I was like, all right, cool, then yes, I'll get that sandwich.
I'm very opposed to vegetables still.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
that's
fucking hate. I don't like dude. I don't like onions. chunks.
You have to
of onion,
mask
like-
them inside of the chicken.
I can.
Chicken
What's weird is
pate.
I can eat onion rings as long as the texture of the breading is good. Like if it's got a nice good crunch that masks the onion, I'm down 100%. But like onions by themselves,
I get
I'm
it.
like,
I mean, I
ugh.
do get it because my wife refuses to eat anything. Like she doesn't eat fish if it tastes fishy.
Yeah, that's like people do that. They're like,
But
I
she's
won't
the
eat
same
it.
way with like she's like if lobster has a fishy smell to it or taste to it, I won't eat it. And she goes, and I love lobster, but if it smells like fish, I'm out. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's all from the sea. I guess it's okay, whatever. But yeah. Anyway, what have you been up to, man? I know with mics and shit closed all the time. You're
Not much. I had to. I cut my hair by myself yesterday. It was a huge mistake.
it looks fine. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're
Dude,
hiding it with the
it's-
headphones. That's all.
I'm hiding it well. If it looks like a straight coconut head, if you take the headphones off.
Frankie and I got our
Yeah.
haircuts done today, and he was asking me. He was like asking what kind of haircut he was gonna get, but he was like already done getting his haircut, and he said something about. He was like, "You're gonna give me a bowl cut," and I was like, "Dude, your hair is already cut. Like he can't give you a bowl cut, dude."
You shave his hair, right?
No, so
Frankie?
I take him. So he goes to my barber. My barber's like a homie of mine that like I met down
Yeah.
here. Because when I started going to Tap House, people were like, "Holy shit, dude, you're Fat Norton," and I was like, "That's rude." But then I met this dude Norton who we look like we could be brothers. He's just a skinnier version of me. I mean, he's older than me. But yeah, we're both like
He's your older
like
brother.
heavily tattooed and shit. Like, yeah, so like me and him hit it off super well. And like, yeah, that's my boy. Like me and him, like that's the only person I get my haircut down here. Like that's the only person I get my haircut by down here. And
Yeah.
like a couple years ago, I started taking Frankie there because like Michelle was taking him to this place called Pigtails and Crew Cuts, and it's like 40. It was like some stupid amount of money for a haircut just so that he could sit in a fucking
In
airplane.
a race car, yeah.
Right,
Yeah, like
exactly.
an old metal like fire truck, some old fucking like
Yeah,
antique.
they stopped letting me go into that place because I kept bending the fucking seats.
No, they were
I
just like,
always
this
wanted a
guy's gonna
race car,
take
and
a
they wouldn't
child.
let me do it because I bent the fucking. No, I'm just kidding.
This man looks like he's gonna steal a child.
Well, every time I had to walk in, I'd go, in accordance with Megan's law, I have to let you know.
He's like,
I'm here
hey, I
to
don't
get
know
my
if you guys know
haircut.
this. There's not any playgrounds near here, so I'm allowed inside.
So you gave yourself a haircut. Did you get screwed out of your day job when all the shit hit the fan with this thing, or?
No. I became a firefighter actually. As soon as it started, it was like simultaneously
Yeah.
started, and I became a fireman. So it was
Because
interesting for sure.
you were doing the hospital thing before that, right?
Well, I was working as a doctor's office, like an orthopedics office, and I was just typing his notes for him. It was like a real
Okay.
desk job kind of thing.
Yeah, because Nick, I
Gotcha.
was asking Nick before we called you how long he knew you, and he
Ian's
said
one of the boys, dude. Ian's down.
I've-
Me and
yeah.
Ian Ian, Addison, and like a bunch of other homies have been in this group chat for like the better part of like 2 years now at this point, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, Nick was very like Nick had been on the scene when I had first started for I don't know like a year, 2 years before,
It
and
wasn't
was
that
like
long. I
I was gonna say Nick's been what, 3 now?
I just hit like three years in February of this year. So like
so it must have just been like a year then.
Why did all of
'Cause
us start? Did you start in February too, Ian?
I think I started in the fall. I think it was
Oh,
like
okay.
August.
I
or
I
started
started in
October.
February too, which that's funny that.
So I started in February in Richmond, which is why I know all the Richmond people because I started in Richmond and like March, April, May. Yeah, so like I moved.
Yeah, because then you moved like real shortly after.
Yeah, so I moved by May 1st. I started working at the Sprint down here. So I was working down here by May 1st, and I had already left by mid-April, but I was still coming back. Like I would do
Yeah.
shows. I mean, by the time I started getting booked and shit, like I would bounce up and down doing shows in both places. But like,
Exactly.
yeah, it wasn't long after.
But you met him a year after that, roughly.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was probably I was at least like a year or so in. So it was maybe like
You definitely
Yeah.
had like experience, and it was like nice to have like like somebody to like tell you what's cool and what's not cool, and kind of like it was definitely nice to have like a couple of guys. We definitely built a good crew. I feel like I don't know how it happened, but it's pretty fucking awesome.
What got you into it?
I would just get off. I got off late at night at Smoke Barbecue. I used to serve tables, and I'd get off at like 11 o'clock, or probably a little bit earlier. Sometimes I get cut at like 9, and I'd go over to Kazi's and I'd watch their open mic or like a show on the weekends, and it was just fucking sick. I don't know if I could say that on here. Sorry.
What, fuck?
Yeah. Can
Oh,
we say
yeah,
fuck?
absolutely.
yeah, you could say that's not the first person that's asked if they're allowed to say anything.
It's just because we have that
Didn't
nice
Jake say
innocent
something where-
look to our faces,
Oh,
Nick. I think that's what it is.
It's just so funny that people see me on anything and they're like, "Am I allowed to swear?" No. I don't know if this
But
is
you
like
guys are
for-
both gingers. You just look so nice and sweet. It's
like,
just
I don't know
like,
if this is for the kids or anything.
Yeah,
but-
well, it's the toys behind you that throw people off.
dude,
Yeah.
you guys are gonna be real bummed here coming up when I sell all these too.
I'm not gonna be bummed. I mean, I'm
Then
just
no one's gonna have
only
no
at
one's
your
gonna have
face.
anything to fucking talk shit about behind
Oh,
me.
we'll
except-
figure something out. We'll
how
figure
much are one of those valued at?
It depends on which ones. I've got some that like I have one that's like $150. It's like almost like 170 right now. By
Wow.
itself. It's the house from Up. I got it
Oh,
from
wow.
Box Lunch. I paid like $40 for it.
Fuck
But
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, my
It's like
stepkids.
those Pokemon cards.
He literally like
yeah,
around.
dude.
I built shelves that go along two sides of his room that are like, I don't know, 10 inches from the ceiling, and it's nothing but fucking pop figures all the way around.
Does he keep them in the box or is he open?
Some of them, the ones that he knows are valuable, he does. The ones that he's like, these are never going to be worth anything, he takes those out.
Fuck yeah, he's a smart kid, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, which ones are you looking for? I'll see if Nick's got them.
Dude, yeah. What
'Cause he's got some unique ones. Like he scours the fucking internet and does a bunch of other
Same.
stuff trying to
I
figure
got
stuff.
I got a Guy Fieri one looking at me from across the room right now.
Oh, that's
He's right on top of Edgar Allan Poe, which is pretty funny.
yeah, that's ironic.
a weird sex thing you got going on, but whatever.
Hell yeah, dude.
So you just decided from watching it you were going to try and get into it, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just kind of jumped in one night, did the open mic night, and kind of kept coming back. And it's like an addiction, you know. You know how it
Yeah.
is.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like down here, like it legit was like a handful of us that like it started with a couple people, and then one person. It was like the reverse of Sandlot. Like one person comes in, and the next thing you know, the group grows a little bit, and then another person comes in, and the group grows a little bit, and within like I'd say, like the first like 3 or 4 months of like you starting, Addison starting, and like a couple other people, like Tim coming around. There was like it ended up being like a group of us that would all just like hang out before the mic. We would show up.
That's the part
we'd show
we
up
missed the
early. Well, we would
Yeah,
show up
it's-
early and we'd get there. Like the mic didn't start. Technically, the mic didn't start until 9. It was
we get
9
there
to
like
11. And
6:30.
signups, yeah, signups didn't start until 8 o'clock. And we'd get there at like 6:30. We'd eat pizza next door, and then we would just workshop. So like
Yeah.
we would have like a writer's
Well, that's the way to
group,
do
like,
it too.
Yeah, well, we would just sit down and have like a writing session for like an hour, hour and a half, and then like 7:30, 8 o'clock almost would hit, and we'd be like, "Oh shit, I wonder if the list is out yet. Let's go sign up."
Oh shit, we
It's-
completely missed the open mic doing workshop. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean I bet that's I mean that's a
one
good way
thing
to
I
get into
miss.
it too.
And then there was just like it seemed like I started. I don't know if it had always been like this, but there was just tons of mics all of a sudden. I felt like right when I had started, so it was like at least once or twice a week, or not twice a week, a night you could go and get a mic somewhere.
Yeah,
You know?
Richmond blew up like that.
Yeah,
Like not obviously not last year, but the year I started, I was about 6 months in or something, and I had to start doing more. Like because I literally like 5 months in, I started the Busky show.
Yeah.
Mostly because I saw people that were really good that I liked. That I was like, I gotta get you guys in front of some people.
well,
Yeah.
so that's
the
like the
opportunity
thing with
just came up.
Richmond and Hampton Roads that is very like similar to one another is because like Richmond, there was Mike on Monday, there was Tuesday night. You'd have, depending on what night, you'd have a couple.
Yeah, because
And then-
a lot of the places around here were doing it every other week, depending on the
Yeah.
place. And then
So,
all of a
like-
sudden, like I want to say 6-8 months in, everybody wanted to do a mic. So it was like there were some nights where we had 3 mics going, and it was like
so it was
to try and
always
get
it
to
was,
all of them. It was a bitch. But
it was Monday through Thursday, really, and there was nothing.
yeah, no places would let you do a mic like that on a Friday or Saturday because that was their prime real estate.
Yeah,
Which was why me getting Busky to go.
Weekend shit was like a real.
Yeah,
y-
that was
if
like
you're doing
you had to
anything
be
on the
super
weekend,
legit for that.
Possible.
Yeah.
You
It
were
was a show
getting,
or something.
well, yeah, it's a showcase. Like you're
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
booked at like Wabi Sabi and doing shit for Klingman, or you're doing like these random fucking showcases at spots.
Yeah.
And then Busky popped up, and it was like, all right, do shit Monday through Thursday, hop on Busky on a Friday, and you're like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, that was the fun part too. Was that was right when Scott's Edition started blowing up. So
Yeah,
that
really
the
helped.
planets just aligned for that, and I'm real excited about that. Continuing after my tenure.
You guys,
Sandman
uh,
is
heart
looking
shirt.
awesome, dude.
Yeah,
That-
I'm stoked.
So fucking hyped for that.
I'm stoked.
It-
And here's the thing, like I love Busky. I love the people that run that place.
Isn't that
they're
what you're
all-
drinking right now?
Yeah, always. Yeah, I always have a fucking Busky.
yeah,
But
Yeah,
yeah, I
dude.
mean, they're good friends. They're good people, and they let me fucking do that. Like that was the thing. Like I was a nobody. Like I was friends with maybe a half dozen people just from talking to people at the mics, And I was a new dude. Like I was fresh out of the fucking gate. And it, I was like, look, I've loved comedy my whole life and I always wanted to do it, but I just never I was too busy doing the other shit. I did
I
everything
remember
backwards.
that first time I met you, Carlton, was at fucking Jay Kogi that one night.
Was it Jay Kogi? Yeah.
Yeah, because I went up to Richmond to meet up with a buddy of mine to buy some stuff.
That's
from
right.
him.
Yeah.
And
because I remember talking to you about that.
he fucking bailed, and
You're like, fuck it, I'll go to Jay Kogi.
Yeah, well, like, because I was bullshitting around Richmond for like fucking an hour and a half.
Yeah,
2
you kept
hours.
waiting on him to call you or whatever.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck it. If I'm waiting, I might as well do time. And
I
was
do
like,
remember
fuck
that.
it.
Yep, that is
So,
true.
like,
I remember that.
I did time and then hung out, and he still hadn't hit me back. And like, I drove all the way to Richmond and spent the day by myself in Richmond, basically bullshitting, and then fucking did a mic. And then after the mic was done, it was like 10:30. Like by the time I got off, it was like 10:30, almost 11. I was like, I gotta drive back home and fucking, I got work tomorrow. I was like, whatever, fuck it. And I just dipped. I was like, all right, later, everybody. Good to see you guys.
But yeah, so starting that was good. Like, and it took me a while to meet you, Ian, because you were hosting a thing for a while, weren't you?
Yeah, I had a
Sly Clyde, another wonderful cidery.
Yeah, there's
really?
a really cool spot in Hampton that's actually it was also blowing up. It was also stars kind of aligned kind of thing. Like I just ran into the owner and we got talking, and
that's literally how it worked for me too.
Dude, honestly, I could see that 100% coming back as soon as some of these restrictions start to lift and open up a bit, to be honest.
I think so too. I think they want to do it. I think everyone's just really skeptical and they just don't know how to.
Dude, Comedy Cellar just opened up again. They're officially open back up to indoor shows.
Yeah.
Really?
Dude, it took some major legwork to get Busky back open indoors. Because we wanted to try and be ahead of the curve with everybody and flatten the curve at the same time. No, but we were because when we were doing it out in the alley, like that was probably one of the better ways to be able to do it.
Honestly, that was awesome. Within the next couple months, they should start doing that again.
Well, so here's the thing. It's funny you mentioned that. I've got a meeting with them on Wednesday. Because I think I talked to you about it too, Ian. You were on the last.
Yeah, we both were.
Well, yeah, that's right. But the plan is now, because now it's basically been announced. I didn't really make a big, presentation of it because I was trying not to take away from the show itself. Because I mean, it doesn't really matter that I'm the host. That's not what made the show good. Obviously, it actually brought it down a notch. But the show itself is continuing without me being the host, but I'm still kind of
Paige Campbell, right? Is he
Paige and Jack Johnson? Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, they're going to kind of co-do it because the way I was doing it was I dedicated a lot of time to it and then like a lot of effort that I wouldn't expect anyone who was taking it over to try, like to dump everything that I do onto one person is a lot.
Yeah.
But not to toot my own horn, but that's what made it so good was I was not trying to.
You went a lot. You went above and beyond, man.
I wasn't trying to like, my name was this big at the bottom. You know what I mean? I was like super tiny. Like it had the whoever the host wasn't the point, but the consistency of the brand, the quality of the show, and the quality of the people I was getting on it was the point. So it really doesn't matter who the host is, and I want to keep that level even after I'm not there. So my point with them is, and that's why I kind of went with two guys, and it's why I went with those guys, because both of them love comedy so much and they're good about quality of comedy. Like Paige will not put somebody up that he thinks sucks. Like he won't.
100%. That's how it should be.
Exactly. And here's the thing. I would put people up, like I had a formula that works for me. I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm going to let them ease into the position.
It was let Nick Deez go on every couple months.
Just Nick Deez gives me a hand job and then he gets on every show. No, it was.
Hey, be easy, bro. Chill out. That's
So
how he got fucking booked at Sandman Carl. Let me touch your dick, dude.
Just the tip.
I got two hands,
dude. Yeah. Legitimately, you and I talked about this, Carlton, of like the amount of people that hit you up. But like as soon as that shit launched and you were like, dude, you can announce that you're hosting. I was like, all right, I'll do that. And then as soon as I put it, it was a bunch of people hitting me up being like, dude, congrats, man. That's so awesome. And I'd be like, hey, thanks, man. And then it would immediately be like, dude, so like, what's the deal with that, man? Like, how you gotta get in? Like, what do I gotta do? What do I gotta do? Who I gotta talk to? And I was
here's the thing, and this is kind of
I
like,
legit had to just be like, dude, they've seen me perform.
yeah,
They
that's
saw
the
me
thing.
perform.
Everybody thinks it's like an
And I
insider
talked to
trading
them.
kind of thing, but what it comes down to was when, and it's a bunch of different factors, but what it really comes down to was the owner and I have to agree on someone. Like, we have to like look at it and go, I like this person. This is a good person. Like, there's people I've never seen perform before, and I've been in the scene, quote unquote, for like 2 years in Richmond. I haven't traveled to Norfolk. I haven't traveled to DC and done any of that stuff. So again, it's one of those things where I'm still really green, but at the same time, we don't want to do things like other clubs do. We don't want to do like, I've heard stories about other clubs around you guys. I'm not going to say names. Clubs around us. I'm not going to say names, where they do it where it's like tit for tat, or you've got to sell 50 tickets or you can't get on the mic. Like, it's weird.
It's a weird vetting process.
Yeah, it's like a weird vetting process. We're more like how I was with Busky. Busky was always the formula I always used was 4 comics that I've seen perform that I know are good. One comic that somebody vouches for that, like, they're like, dude, they're totally fine. You can put them on, there'd be no problem. And then 1 wild card. And the wild card, and that's just it, because I wanted to see people that I wouldn't normally see. But when I say wild card, it was still somebody who had to have something that let me know. Like, either they had to have a really good video, or they had to have somebody vouch for them.
Yeah.
But not like, like they would be like, well, they're kind of wild, they're kind of weird, they're kind of this, they're kind of that. Like, it wasn't the standard thing, because that crowd is really weird sometimes. It's a great crowd. Yeah. Like, we never really had hecklers. We never really had any real major issues when we were packing them in before COVID. And the room was really forgiving in that sense, because it was always a diverse group of people, because a bunch of weird random types of people drink cider. So I bet that was the same where you were too, if it was a brewery. But
yeah, well, my case was a little different. I think Busky, you guys had like tables, and it ended up being a lot of standing room and stuff at my place.
Busky had tables. We just sat bohemian style at the place I was at.
We had tables, but like we got to the point where like people were sitting on the stairs behind us, and the whole middle was like crowded, and it was kind of like, yeah, it was kind of an issue. But I had the same thing with the vetting process. I would do the exact same thing where it was like I had to have seen them on stage, or somebody be like, yeah, that dude's good. No doubt,
And that's the thing. Like, I wanted to keep it at a certain caliber. Like, that was the entire point. And I would get hit up by people. Like, I mean, I was hitting open mics. I wasn't hitting open mics nearly as much as I wanted to, but I was hitting open mics, and I would get people that would come up and be like, hey, I know you run Busky. Can I get up on Busky? And I'm like, I'll put it this way. Like, I was trying to be nice about it, but I would put it this way to some people. If I knew them well enough to where I could say it to them, I'd go, look, I wouldn't put myself on Busky. If I wasn't hosting, I wouldn't be on that stage. Yeah. I only put people up that I know can hit 10 minutes solid well. Like, and then of course the wild
there is like one of the most honest approaches, though. Because like, here's the thing. Like, I was talking to Isaac once about Peabody's, and Isaac was like talking to me about how he had a show coming up where Winston was going to be the headliner. And he was like, yeah, man, I need to find a feature. Like, I need a feature, whatever. And he was like saying it in a way where it's like, I need a feature. And I was just like, dude, if you need somebody, I'll do it. And he was like, I'll be honest with you, man. He was like, I wouldn't book myself to feature on this show. He was like, no offense to you, but he was like, I don't know how well you could hold 20 minutes to feature. And I was like, yeah, I get that. I was like, I appreciate the honesty. Granted, this was like, at least like at least like at this point, a year and a half ago, if not, you know what I mean? Like
during COVID?
Before COVID.
Yeah.
And it was a good while before COVID too. So it was like, it was right after he pretty much had like been doing that show for a few months.
So you were like a year and a half in.
Yeah. So I'm like, I didn't take it personal. It was just like, I get it, man. Like, it was the realism of it. Like, well, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll do 20. And he was like, no, you'll try to do 20 and you'll stumble for a good
Yeah.
chunk of it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
see,
that's the thing.
thing.
Is
Like,
like that's why I fuck with people like that, because it's like you have a lot of people in this game that are like, I got 45.
I can do it. I can
got an
totally do
hour,
it. And
I
then
got
they
an
get up there and
hour.
they're like, yeah, this crowd sucked. No, that was you. Like, that's the thing. Like, it sounds formulaic, but my goal was always to work open mics for a year and not do any performance other than hosting. Because again, my out for hosting is always, and I don't know if you do it the same way, you never thought about it the same way, but my host for
All right, everybody, I'm Carlton K, and I hate minorities.
Shut up.
That's how you get off stage.
The way I approached hosting was I'm getting them acclimated to what the show is going to be. I could do that with no jokes, and I typically did do it with no real jokes. But the goal for me was always to, you always got to say, you get your drinks and tip your bartender and do all the shit that you do, the upfront stuff.
Yeah.
And then try some jokes out. But my hosting was always, I always had an out. The out was always, if nobody's laughing at my shit, I can go, all right, well, let's bring up an actual comic. And then boom, like that safety net, so to speak, was always my like thing that kept me more relaxed. And I would do, like, I wouldn't be so uptight about it. But also I learned that I would focus so much on the lighting, the sound, making sure the fucking comics were there on time. Cause I don't know if you know this, but comics are not the most punctual people in the world.
No, not at all.
So I would be focused on all that shit. And then like 30 minutes before the show, I'd be like, fuck, I need to write some jokes. Like, I didn't even think about what I'm going to say
the
tonight.
Worst feeling as a showrunner is that like hour before the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where you're sitting there and you're like,
that is literally like, I do so much work during the week at my regular
I hope
job.
all the
that is
comics
literally
show
the
up.
most stressful part of my fucking day.
Dude, it's like, I hope all the comics show up. I hope nothing crazy happens. I hope, you're like, I hope the show goes well. I hope whatever, blah, 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 blah. But then you're also like sitting there going like, hey, how many people are inside? And they're like, it's not looking good. There's no, no one's there
so what's
yet.
what's funny to me about, and you mentioned this earlier,
and you're
the
like,
thing about doing hosting is I kept it at a certain level with Busky. Well, that's kind of what got me in for Sandman. Like, it's not I love the networking part of it and everything, but
came to Busky to vet
that.
us.
Yeah, that was what I was getting at.
Like, they came there.
I invited them because Winston made first contact, and they were like, "We're coming in. We want to do comedy." And Winston was like, "These people really seem to have a genuine love for comedy, and they really just want to do like something good for Richmond comedy wise, not all the way out in Short Punk." So I was like, okay, well, if Winston thinks they're decent people, then just like anything else, if Winston says this person's good, I take his word for it because I trust his judgment. Same thing with Deez. If he tells me, look, give this guy a chance, he's really good. I've seen him a dozen times. He's a good friend, blah, blah, blah. I don't even question it. You're in. Like, I don't. And that's how it works. Like, there's people that I trust their judgment. Cuzzo, Vadalana, I trust those guys because they came in and did the first Busky for me, trusting me to not put on a shit show.
Yeah.
So and just the friendships developed over time. Well, the thing with Sandman, he came to that first outdoor show we did and saw Deez and Cuzzo and all these people that are going to be hosting the first show.
Yeah, if you think about it realistically, the whole first group of hosts that you've got for all the shows,
damn near,
it's pretty much that entire
damn near. The only people I think
lineup
that weren't on that first one are like Colby, because I've never actually met Colby face to face. We've talked online and other people have vouched for him, but because the comic he's opening for is a dry bar comic, he's a little more like he fits better. That's my thing. Like, it's like making a mixtape. You don't want the songs to be all the same, but you want them to be different enough where they still fit together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then like, I think Jarvis is the third show host. And I've seen him host so much stuff. I know he's good for it.
Who's he hosting for?
He's Matt. I don't remember fucking names. This is why I have a calendar.
You're an awful person.
I am. I'm a fucking horrible Mike Burton. But he's a dry bar comic, and Jesse can do clean stuff too, pretty clean stuff. And I just feel like he fits better. And that's the thing. Like, the stuff I learned from Busky just takes me to this level for what I'm trying to do for Sandman. And I'm going to learn shit along the way. I'm sure I'm going to fuck stuff up, but everything about it is so genuine between what the owners want to do and what I want to do and what the comics in Richmond want to have available.
Yeah.
That we're not going to do it like, you've got to sell 20 tickets or you can't host the show, or you're always our host for this night of the week or some shit like that. We want to put people up that want to do comedy and that work at it and give them these opportunities. And that's kind of the point. So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's definitely
it's hard as fuck at the end of this COVID thing. Cause
Oh yeah,
it's such a fucking beast, man. So
it's all right, man. Fucking people are changing and adapting and fucking.
well, and you guys,
making
you
moves
came
to
down
stay
for
on
the open mic we did at Busky, Ian, and how did you think that went? Like, was that different than what
No.
they've been doing where you are?
I gotta say that's the first show that's like socially distant that I'd been to, and I think it went really well. There's not a lot really going on by us right now,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like,
know
we wanted
that,
to start it, but we wanted to do it safe. So
I know that
yeah,
we talked about it, Carlton, but I feel like part of me is just like, damn, I really wish that they would keep doing the open mic part of it, just at least for a little while. 'Cause I'm like,
well,
that's just one more opportunity to fucking.
it is
get
and
an-
it isn't.
get an
The
extra
problem is
set
that
in,
the
and
open
it's a
mic
decent
thing
set, too.
puts so many more bodies in the building that it
Exactly,
limits
yeah.
it
Makes
limits
sense.
the guests, and that's the thing. Like, open mics are open mics, but if you think about what we used to do for open mics, it was a fucking free for all, more or less,
True.
and we just can't do that anymore. So
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
but I'm glad I got people like Ian to come out and things like that, because that the exposure of that, like, I don't get to go to Norfolk, I don't get to go to Newport News, so I don't get to see you guys in your environment, so I got to bring you to mine.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to get out of our environment too and get up there.
Well,
in
and the
Richmond.
best thing about Sandman is we're gonna have so much more space in there, so I'm hoping you come down for the ones we got going.
Do that.
Absolutely,
open mic on
dude,
Summit
yeah.
Street. Tits.
100%.
Well, I'm glad we got
100%,
to. I'm glad we got a hold of you, because sometimes we call people and we don't even air them because we call and nobody answers. So,
dude.
but
Well,
it looks
yeah,
like you're
man.
doing all right, and
Take care of that fiddly fig, Ian.
I will. I'll take care of that. Y'all, I got a show on coming up at the end of the month in Williamsburg. It's at Aleworks Brewery. I think Nick
Nice.
Deez is actually gonna be doing a spot on it. If you it's gonna be sick. It's 7 to 8 Aleworks. Be there, be square, bitches.
What's the date on that one?
April 29th.
Cool.
Thursday, April 29th. Last Thursday of the month.
Sweet. All right, man. Well, it's good talking to you.
All right, boys.
All right.
Peace
Later.
out.
Later, bros.